All right. Why do you mentioned something, and I don't mean this question in any, I mean, some people may actually say, well, if you've been a district attorney for 12 years, would that make you more leaning towards the prosecution side? What would the defense bar say? What is your answer to that?
Well, I'm actually supported by both the prosecutors, who I work every day with, and the defense bar and civil attorneys. And I think that comes from my reputation as being someone who is tough but fair. That I, have the ability to listen to the cases that are before me. And I actually think that if you are a deputy district attorney the way we are intended to do, which really is, I take an oath, to seek the truth. And I took that oath 12 years ago, and I took it very seriously. So if a case comes before me as the deputy district attorney, and there is not evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that this person committed that crime, it is my obligation actually to dismiss that case. Mm-hmm. I have done that before. I have been in that situation where the evidence wasn't there. I either do not charge the case, or if it's been charged and different evidence comes to light, it's my job to dismiss that. I have loved being a DA because of that, because there's very few positions as a lawyer where I feel that you get to make the right decision every single day. I don't per se have a client. When I stand up in court, I say I represent the people of the state of California, and that is who I represent, and that means everybody. It means that I need to be very aware of due process. I need to be very aware of making sure that it is a fair and just trial for every party concerned. That being said, I think that it is important, what the DA perspective has given me is it's also important to not forget the people who aren't in court. And often our victims are not in court necessarily until either the trial or maybe at sentencing. And to really recognize that, it is important in the justice system to be fair, to be impartial, but also to make sure we're keeping our community safe.
Absolutely, and I'm glad I asked that question, because for those of our viewers who don't know the answer, that you have to be fair and
right.
all of these issues that you brought up, it's very good for you to say it and for them to hear it and view it.
Right.
Okay, what do you think has been your greatest accomplishment working for 12 years at the District Attorney's Office?
Well, I've been very proud of all of the work that I've done. I've prosecuted a variety of crimes, as I've talked about, including our most serious criminals, career criminals, domestic violence abusers, all areas of theft. And I, again, take really to heart the fact that I have been really privileged to be in a position where I can keep our community safe. In the last couple of years, I've had a very unique position, which I think brings sort of an added bonus to the bench, because it's something unique as a district attorney, and that is that I've been able to work in the community. My role has been as a community prosecutor. It doesn't mean that I prosecute the community.
Well,
it does.
You're welcome to do it if you want to.
Exactly. What it means is that I really am kind of on the front line. So I'm working in the communities much more on crime prevention, and I think that as the district attorney, at the district attorney's office, we have an interest in that, which is, again, if your goal is to keep our community safe, then you have to think not only of doing that inside court, but doing that from a prevention standpoint. And my focus there really has been with youth, because I think that's our greatest success, and really we do want to keep the youth out of our criminal justice system altogether. So I think that that's where I've had the greatest impact, at least in the last couple of years in that role, and I'm very proud of my work there.
Well, it seems like it's a great program, and we talked about it last week, but for those of you who weren't with us last week, do you want to brief us quickly about the program and tell us what it entails? You never know, some people last week being Easter may have been out of town.
Absolutely. I've do a variety of issues, deal with a variety of issues in the community, and we talked about that, including gang prevention, which clearly is very important, and underage drinking and driving prevention, truancy prevention and intervention, since that is a highlight for, or a red flag really, for future criminal conduct. But one of the programs that I'm most proud of is a program called Parent Project, which we rolled out on a county-wide basis, and we're able to collaborate with law enforcement and school districts and community groups to really provide a program that gives parents the means to stop the criminal behavior of their kids or to prevent it. And it deals with kind of our most serious issues. So it deals with gang involvement and truancy and drugs and alcohol, even runaway, even suicidal threats, even today's social media. We have, MySpace and Facebook and Twitter and all those other things. And it teaches parents how they can change the destructive behavior they see in their kids. Because what I was hearing most in the juvenile justice system and in my work in the community was parents saying to me, I know what my child is doing wrong, but I don't know how to make him stop it. What do I do? And so this program actually answers that question for them.
Does your website talk about this program?
It does.
Okay, so you can again go to votejulia.org. Again, that's www.votejulia, votejulia.org, and get more information about this program, which I understand from talking to you, it has been very, very successful, and I congratulate you on that. And
thank you.
Continue doing this.